Lunchlys, the Lunchables product made by KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast, has been getting into controversy, but usually with people saying it's cringe or the marketing is a bit deceptive to claim that it's healthy. But recently, the controversy got a lot worse, when one of Mr. Beast's biggest critics, Rosanna Panzino, took to review and compare Lunchlys to Lunchables, and had a pretty gross discovery upon opening the box. However, some users accused her of faking it, and the internet had a lot to say about it. It starts when Rosanna Panzino tweets out, "This is disgusting. I was filming a video comparing Lunchables to Lunchlys and was shocked when I opened the pizza Lunchlys. The cheese had mold. The expiration date was still 2 months away. I checked online and found at least a dozen other people posting that their Lunchlys were moldy too. Full video on my YouTube channel," and then she links the video and attaches this clip.
I was shooting a video comparing Lunchlys to Lunchables, and I opened the first package, which was supposed to be good until December 8th, 2024, and we just got this one. This was fresh from the store this morning, and there is a ton of mold in there. I honestly wasn't expecting that. I was thinking that, maybe they would taste pretty similar, just, not have that best or better for you ingredients, and I was going to go over nutritional facts and things, but this is really concerning, so I just am pausing from filming just to take a little break to show this, and I have a fork. Denise, is this okay if I use this? Yeah. Okay, I have a fork, and I'm just going to dig into it just to see. Oh yeah, okay. That is a ton of mold. This is really dangerous.
Afterbone replies to Rosanna by saying, "Cheese is mold, idiot." And the post gets community noted and says, "While some cheeses contain mold, such as blue cheeses to which mold is intentionally added, most cheeses should not be infected with mold." And Rosanna responds, "How often are you eating cheese that has mold on it?" And Clown says, "Ro, blue cheese is literally moldy." And Rosanna responds, "This is mozzarella." And Clown says, "And most mozzarella cheese ain't fresh. Normally it's made months in advance, hence why it's moldy." And Rosanna says, "No." Skippity says, "You opened it and let it sit outside for content." And Rosanna says, "No." Delboy responds, "You 100% did. This is such clear content farming, it's unreal. I don't even like KSI at all. They're all pricks. But after this, you can stop pretending moral superiority. Nobody is fooled." Sarah responds, "She opens it on camera. She's also not the only one to report this happening." Metis responds to the original post by saying, "What a safe product to market towards children." Chris Broad says, "I like my cheese moldy, bro." Dante Welch replies, "Jimmy would be like, well, cheese is just mold, so what's the problem?" Amir says, "Lunchlys? No. Moldly? Yes." Christmas says, "Yeah, so I think the issue is they're using real cheese to prove it's healthier, but real cheese is gonna mold if not packaged right. They might as well have just processed the cheese too and avoided this issue." Splorge responds, "The level of mold is hard to achieve with pre-grated mozzarella cheese. It would take months in a fridge to achieve that, or these were held in transit without being chilled for days. This is so damn easy to avoid from some basic rules. Completely embarrassing to Lunchlys." Angie quote tweets Rosanna and attaches this image, and they caption it, "Well, it took less than a year, but I was right," in the images of an old tweet that they made where they said, "Watch, in like a year something's going to come out about these having mold in them or something." Genesis replies, "In a year? It took a little over a month, Lamau. How inept are these clowns?" Spooky Nathan quote tweets Rosanna and says, "Mr. Beast with any of his food products," and attaches this gif of Krusty the Clown eating a burger until the camera is cut and then he spits it out. Ghostly Gamer quote tweets Rosanna and says, "Dan TDM was right and I'm not surprised at all." Tribat says, "Seems like they aren't storing the cheese correctly after sealing it up and putting it in stores. But that also means despite the meats not being moldy, the meat's likely dangerous to eat too." Edge quote tweets Rosanna and says, "One moldy box equals all Lunchlys bad. Dumbass fucking take, all products go bad. Unless it's a constant issue with the product, why the fuck is one box molding considered good faith criticism? It's literally just because Lunchlys is getting shit on by the internet. Genuinely, why do people care?" Ran replies, "It literally says multiple people have reported it. It's not just one box. It's a constant issue. Just on Reddit and here alone, there's 3 posts immediately found. Not even 30 seconds seconds. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting shit on because it's shit. Makoto says a tightly packed cheese that's supposed to last a year should not be moldy. Icy Dragon says please never post again. And the original poster Edge follows up their post by saying, why the fuck do people care so much about a bad product? Yes, I was wrong. Apparently the mold is a constant issue at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck. Why are so many people responding to this talking so much shit? I'm just a dumbass on the internet. Leave me alone. And Takudos responds, bro's exploding over being wrong. Lotus Eater replies, crashing out because you were wrong about something you think people shouldn't care about in the first place is hilarious. Reality is Constant says, did you forget to take your meds? Oh my god. Childless Catboy quote tweets Rosanna and says, I don't want any of those artificial preservatives in my food. Oh, yes you do. Lavo says, me when I find out that food isn't supposed to make it from a factory to a store to my fridge. Orange quote tweets Rosanna and says, seeing Rosanna Panzino's sheer hates for Mr. Beast has shown me that I still have much to learn on the road of being a real hater. Well, the story continues because there was actually multiple guests in this video, including Dogpack404 and Jake Weddle, both of which also tried the Lunchlys, and Dromler tweeted out a clip of it saying, Mr. Beast Hate Squad has assembled to try Lunchlys.
Might want to eat those. Oh.
The first one I opened had moldy cheese in it, but the second one didn't. So do you guys feel comfortable trying the second one?
Yeah.
I didn't know because it...
I'll take one
I
for
mean,
the
I
team.
might prefer to try the first one, but...
Okay. All right, so you guys want to start with nachos or pizza?
Neither.
Christoph says, oh god, how are KSI and Logan going to handle this? Not well, I suppose. And Rosanna quote tweets Dromler by saying, imagine downplaying Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul selling mold to children. Honestly, @Dromler is peak comedy these days. They somehow have the worst takes on nearly every topic. At least I know Mr. Beast most likely knows about the mold now, because Keemstar probably texted him 0.5 seconds after my video came out. Added some pics of my first Lunchlys. You don't even give video credits. Shaking my head. Should I add Keem to the Three Stooges and start calling them the Four Horsemen of the Apoopocalypse? And attaches images of the Lunchlys that we saw earlier. Gopherboy237 posts Rosanna's tweets on the R YouTube drama subreddit and titles it, Lunchlys is molding. I don't know who this needs to be pushed to, but she found mold in her Lunchlys long before when it was supposed to go bad, and also apparently found other instances of this happening to other people. Regardless of how people feel about this product, this needs to be addressed. Gongaholics Anonymous says, absolutely nuts if this is a widespread issue, and literally the first release of the product is completely botched like that. SNX replies, oh boy, KSI is about to start tweeting, and Inikaz says, from the ring to the penicillin to the trash to the court being sued. Downtown Station says, what's crazy is what are the chances that she would be the one to get a moldly Lunchlys if it wasn't widespread? Looking on TikTok, there is indeed a bunch of videos about it, and people responding to her Twitter and YouTube comments saying they had moldy ones as well. This legit needs to be looked into ASAP and possibly recalled. Rosanna points out that there is no glue on her corner of the container, so if it's a packaging issue, it could be a large amount of units. Magicia N says, first person to open a pack of non-moldy Lunchlys gets $1 million. And Buzzstringer replies, I read this in a Mr. Beast voice. Lakintious Dude says, the mold has electrolytes. And Chud Paladin says, it's what plants crave. Dogpack404 himself also made a tweet about the situation, where he said, opening a Lunchlys every day until I find mold. Day 1, and attaches this image of the pizza Lunchlys with a Feastables bar next to it, and mold all over the cheese. Jaro DT says, they're putting probiotics in Lunchlys? Healthier than I thought. Kearney says, opening a Lunchlys every day until I don't find mold. Day 1. Rain Art says, someone said this is J.K. Rowling's favorite meal. Movie Man Kev says, Mr. Beast be like, and attaches this gif of Futurama where Fry tries to update that it's been 1 day since the last accident, and he nails his hand into the poster. Brody Hall says, about as much mold as Mr. Beast's cheesy grin. Jake the Viking says, bro, that's just blue cheese. Duh. Kuro says, I'm so glad everyone has a collective hate for this. Ben Nelson responds, you're missing the point. The mold leads to violently throwing up, which in turn leads to losing weight, curing obesity. Thank you, Mr. Beast. And Noble Witch says, and gaining weight in my pocket from the money I win from the lawsuits. Thank you, Mr. Beast. And Rage Beast says he just loves giving to his fans. Cosmetic quote tweets Dogpack and says, this is AI generated, and takes the image and draws a bunch of of random red circles on it. Ed responds, love me some schizo posting. Nefo says, I can't tell if this is bait or not. Aya says, guarantee someone's gonna fall for this. Spook Tear quote tweets Dogpack and says, it's funny that one of Lunchlys' biggest marketing points was, Lunchables uses fake cheese, we use real cheese. And they're immediately finding out what happens if you do that. Should Take Mushroom says, I've seen some people still try to defend this with, well, blue cheese has mold and people still eat it, as if blue cheese isn't made a certain way so it's still safe for consumption. And Spook Tear says, I don't think the Mr. Beast and Logan Paul stands have thought that all through, Lamau. Andy replies, reminds me of some billionaires who said, why is no one making submarines out of titanium and carbon fiber? And then didn't get to find out why no one did that. Mac Levang says, it actually seems to be because packaging isn't being sealed properly. You can see in Rosanna Panzino's video that there was no adhesive in the corner. And Spook Tear responds, this is somehow worse. Millie responds by saying, I don't get why they demonize preservatives. Like, I would rather my kid have a Lunchable because I'm concerned that a kid may eat the mold because they may not know any better. This brand has a class action lawsuit coming. Bimble quote tweets Dogpack and says, when I'm eating Lunchly and my mold gets covered by one particle of cheese. MC quote tweets Dogpack and attaches this edited image of Mr. Beast on a Captain Crunch box that says, Mr. Beast's, oops, all mold spores. Starzy responds to the moldy controversy by saying, XQC defended Lunchley having moldy cheese. I thought cheese as a being is mold, and attaches this clip.
And I opened the first package, which was supposed to be good until December 8th, 2024. And we just got this one. And
Lady, look at the pepperoni. It's oxidized, which means that this was also oxidized, which creates moisture, which then creates mold. Oxygen with moisture is a mold. It means it was probably like the package was ripped open before she bought it. Is what it is.
And there is a ton of mold in there. Oh yeah, okay.
So you're just gonna waste it then. While some cheese contain mold, such as blue cheese, which mold intentionally added, most cheese is not infected with mold. Well, I mean, I thought that cheese as a being is mold.
Rosanna Panzino continues tweeting out about the situation where she says, just opened my first Lunchley ever. So much mold. What flavor of mold did you guys get? Hypa says, oh my god, I thought the moldy Lunchley thing was a joke. There's no fucking way it's this bad, bro. And Rosanna says, so did I. I was truly shocked. It was so gross. Handsome says, serious question. Is this supposed to be food? My non-American mind can't comprehend this. Gio the Fio says, I love the leave no crumbs. Quote tweets Rosanna and says, apparently this is who Lunchley is actually made for, and attaches this image from Resident Evil. Extreme Chaotic replies, finally, some fine food for Asmongold. Nicholas Diorio tweets out a screenshot from Rosanna Panzino's video and captions it with 2 skull emojis. And Nextogen responds, she really out here collabing with a guy who's still withholding serious allegations and a terrible comedian to shit on junk food because she's mad at the guy who made it over a game of hide and seek years ago. 40-year-old woman, by the way. Internet Anarchist also responds with 2 skull emojis. And Sir Rosa says, hell hath no fury like a woman who didn't win hide and seek. IDK says, not that she isn't correct, but she's pretty biased here, no? And Wholesome User says, not at all, man. She just tweets about how much she hates Mr. Beast every day because of a hide and seek video. Critical Shogun quote tweets Nick and says, most insufferable blunt rotation. And that's what the internet's had to say so far. See you next episode.